Welcome back to another episode of Hello Ladies, where feminism meets pro wrestling. I am your host, Sabrina Hannon, and again, we are joined by the lovely MJ.
Hey everyone.
I'm doing a nice round of applause.
Oh, I didn't do my spirit fingers. Dang it.
I don't know what possessed me to do from first grade. I remember doing a round of applause. You make a circle with your hands. For anyone who is not watching this and is listening.
That's a throwback. That's awesome.
Yeah, apparently a core memory just decided to pop up.
Maybe it's my hair. It's like the Miss Frizzle energy. I'm bringing out all that.
I was actually Miss Frizzle for last Halloween.
Were you? Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the hair. It was either that or Jungle Boy, and I wasn't comfortable wearing his outfit, so.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, you could be him this year.
That is true. That is very true. As long as he doesn't do a sudden turn where he's like, I'm coming out in a man thong.
Oh my God. Like a mankini or whatever. Those yeah.
Whatever
Anyway,
was that bull rat wore in that.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was picturing, like the neon green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Do you watch RJ City's Hey EW?
Yes, I
Did,
do.
did you see the Jack Perry one this week?
No. I added it to my to my watch list, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's fun. That being said, I don't think I've ever seen one of his episodes and been like, this is trash. So highly
I
recommend.
I rewatch the Dalton Castle one all the time. It's like
Oh,
the greatest thing ever.
there's I think it's on Colt Cabana's TikTok. Him and Orange Cassidy are in the room while that's being filmed, and Colt is filming Orange filming Dalton, like an RJ. And it's this like funny moment of just like who's on camera type thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I'm writing that down. I'm gonna look this up after this.
Yeah. Cole Cabana's TikTok is pretty good. He doesn't post often, but when he does, he has a dog named Ripley.
Hmm.
And I always think like, did you name that after Ripley's Believe It or Not? Or after Rhea Ripley?
Or after Alien or Aliens, Ripley,
Uh,
the lead heroine. That's where my mind goes because
yeah.
I'm obsessed with those movies.
So there's three good options. It's probably the Alien one, but I'm going to pretend that it's for Rhea Ripley.
There you go.
Um, but yeah, he has some fun stuff on his TikTok.
I'm
Orange
gonna check it out.
Cassidy used to do some fun stuff on TikTok, but then I feel like the most relatable thing about that man is he goes through phases and cycles of things, and he has been out of the cycle of Tik. He was like posting every day, and then there hasn't been anything for months.
Yeah. Same with his Twitch too. I know he doesn't do that often anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I always get the notifications when I'm actively doing something, and I'm just like, you bastard. But we do have technically All In and All Out coming up, but we don't know the card for All Out yet. We've only just really learned of the card for All In. So do you want to make some predictions? No wagering on it, but
Yes, let's do it. It sounds good.
um, so I think it's interesting that they're bookending this show with Better Than You Baby, like on both. So do you think that they're going to win the tag championships against Aussie Open in the opener?
I I hope that they do because I think that no matter what happens, well, I never want this to end. I love Better Than You, Baby. It's like my favorite thing about wrestling right now, honestly. But if they win the tag belts, and then hypothetically, if Adam Cole wins, or even not, if something happens, obviously, they could create tension. So they could have like this high moment of the night where they win, like they're friends and everything's good, and like the script is gonna flip at the end of the night. Like obviously, either man is gonna be disappointed by whatever happens, you know? If it's like harming their beautiful friendship they've developed, or if they lose, either way it's going to be a really great catalyst for some good storytelling. And so that's why I'm really secretly hoping that they take the ROH title belts at the beginning, and then are riding that high, and then have this, oh well, what the hell where do we go from now? I don't know, I think it could create some really awesome storytelling.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. Like I'm not even secretly hoping. I just flat out hope that they take those belts. Because of literally everything you just said. It's magic. And it's a way to keep the Better Than You Baby storyline going, no matter how the end of the night goes.
Agreed. I think if Tony wants to play it smart too, like the marketer in me goes to like so many opportunities for merch, and like people are like loving AEW right now because of those two so much. So it's like I feel like they just got to ride that wave.
Yeah, I agree. I agree hard. Um Assuming that we're still getting this match, FTR versus the Young Bucks.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I 100%. It would be stupid at this point to have FTR like win, because are the belts on the line?
Belts are on the line.
Yeah, I feel like the Young Bucks kind of have to win just in case things go south with Cash. Like if you're Tony Khan and you don't make that call,
I would be shocked.
yeah, and possibly setting your company up for like a big embarrassment.
I personally think that even before we found out about all this crazy Cash stuff, that the Bucks were gonna win. I think that like Wembley is such a huge milestone for all elite wrestling, that to have like the actual elite not win, the elite in all elite would just feel weird.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Sorry, Cheddar and Dobby are considering getting up to trouble. Okay. Okay. Um, so there's also the women's four-way. Who do you think's walking out of there the winner with the belt?
I think Sheeta's gonna stay. I think she's gonna retain.
She's the one I want to win. I'm
Mm-hmm.
nervous they're going to give it to Saraya because it's Wembley.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against Saraya. I just think that she's not would not be the strongest champion.
So Saraya is my favorite women's wrestler of all time. I was the biggest Paige stan. This is another one of my famous side tangents, but my ex, the first time that Paige, aka Saraya, debuted on Raw, coming up from NXT, I screamed so loud that he came running downstairs and almost broke his leg falling down the stairs, because I was just like, ah! And like didn't have any control over my volume, honestly, because I was not expecting it. I was completely stunned, blown away. Yeah, I adore that woman so much, but she has not been, I mean, she's been part of the Outcast, but she hasn't been super active on the roster.
Hmm.
You and I have already talked about our issues with women's booking in wrestling currently, especially AEW, WWE, especially when they have such amazing rosters. Like it just, they could do anything. These women could do anything if you gave them the shot. So I think that she would eventually make a great champion. I just think that like we need to see like some really good storyline builds. Like I'm disappointed because it did kind of feel like we were just kind of throwing four women together. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they all deserve better than that. And it would have been a really cool build, and I would have been really excited for it. And also, as of right now, the fact that there's only one women's match on the card for such like a huge event for the company is a huge bummer to me as well.
Yeah, I'm specifically really sad that they don't have the TBS championship, like Chris Statlander. She is such one, like that belt was waiting for her for so long. And like she is, I feel like pretty consistently defending it on why can't I think of the name?
Collision,
Collision.
Rampage. Hmm.
Collision, and I think Rampage, yeah.
Hmm.
So I would love to see her on this card. I don't know if maybe they're just putting them on, like, or putting her on versus whomever for All Out. It's a real strange decision to have a pay-per-view back to back like this. I mean, I'm going to probably get both of them, but like that's a short time to build to the next thing. Very short time.
It really is. And I really like the natural way they built for All In, but I am very scared that everything's going to feel very rushed for All Out. I mean, I'm hopeful that it's not going to feel that way, but I did feel that way for Double or Nothing, that they kind of just, oh, we have a pay-per-view, we got to hurry up and do this, because Forbidden Door was so stacked that they had that kind of planned out, but it didn't really have Double or Nothing kind of aligned, it felt like. Um, so I'm a little bit worried for All Out, especially because the two matches they have announced feel more like collision type matches. You know, we've got Darby and Christian Cage. Oh no, Darby and Luchasaurus, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then we've got Miro and Hobbs, which I think are going to be great matches, but it almost feels like something that, like, with the standard that Collision's kind of built up, you know, that they've set a really high bar. So now that almost feels like I'm watching a Collision instead of, like, I have higher expectations for an AEW pay-per-view now.
Yeah, and I think because they have they can't book a lot of things that would involve champions for All Out, because we don't know, quote unquote, who those champions are going to be. So in order to book those matches, you would literally have to spoil that, unless you're saying like whomever faces blah blah blah, and like, but they would have had to have a whole bunch of or like number one contender matches for that. And I don't necessarily know I want a full card of, well, we want number one contender matches to be here.
That's fair. That's very fair. As we're talking about Statlander too, I can't help but wonder, like, well, first of all, I wish that we had a women's tag belt in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now that WWE, for example, has this shared goofy thing that I don't really support at all, with sharing the women's tag belts between NXT and then the main WWE roster, and essentially getting rid of them for a developmental promotion, which feels very deflating to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wish that AEW would see that as an opportunity to be like, we need to, like, double down on our women's division and bring in, like, some women's tag team belts. You know, especially, like, I really like kind of what they were building with Mercedes and Diamante versus Willow and Statlander. I like that kind of dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I really like Statlander and Willow together as a team. They have really beautiful chemistry together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, agree. And you also, I mean, Bunny's back now, so Bunny and Penelope Ford. Eventually Ty will be back, and then you could have Ty and Anna Jay. There are, and of course the Outcasts, like any one of them. There, you could easily, like, the roster already has not even women that would be just thrown together randomly, like people who make sense that you could pair
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. And talent that's not being used for anything. Like, you've got Taya Valkyrie, you've got Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm. Jade Cargill is in theory still around.
I'm so jealous every time I see her Instagram. She's always at, like, the most beautiful places, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's
Yeah, just
living her best life
enjoying
right
life.
now. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So then we have Darby and Sting versus the Mogul Embassy. Who you
Mhm.
got there?
I think it's going to be Darby and Sting. I do. I really like, that's a matchup that has, like, a really great build to it. Actually, I love what they're doing with Darby in general, how they're kind of splitting off with two different storylines for him too. And that was what made it so natural for, you know, him to have a match also at All Out and All In. I do think that was a really smart way they kind of structured that. And Darby's such a draw too in general, you know, that I think that was really smart on their part.
Yeah, I agree. And I like that we have Joker Sting.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that you said that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Sting fan in the world because I wasn't a WCW kid, so like I don't have all the nostalgia with it. But like he's just a little more unhinged as Joker Sting, and that really fits with Darby, I feel. Not that like Sting didn't before, but it just adds that little, plus, you know, it makes sense when, he's, I don't know, in his 60s jumping off of ladders and shit. Joker Sting seems appropriate.
Oh my God, for Ryan's birthday, do you remember like that filter that was going around for a while, like 2 weeks ago, where people were like taking a photo of themselves and they would morph them into a AEW wrestler or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan did that one and it turned him into Sting. So for his birthday, I shared that photo with him and put like I did like the most unhinged, speaking of unhinged, caption on it. I was like, because his name's Ryan Silas. I was like, Sting Silas, happy birthday to you. And I was like, here's to many more years of jumping off of ladders in ridiculous ways. And like, I feel like all the people that saw it were just like, what the hell is this?
Well, as long as he enjoyed it, that's all that matters, right?
Oh yeah, he got a kick out of it.
But yeah, I completely agree with you that Darby and Sting, like, it would be strange for them not to win after what Mogul Embassy has been doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there would definitely have to be some fuckery for them to lose this.
Oh yeah, like after the whole bloody Nick Wayne beatdown. Jeez, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just beat up this kid that you love. Like it's basically what
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to AEW.
we're gonna say mean things about your dead dad now.
Yeah, in the spot where you find out his dad died in that spot. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, whew, whew.
Okay, that's so heavy, but honestly, when that happened, I was like, the wrestling fan of me was like, this is fucking awesome. But then like the human in me that was like, Jesus, what the yeah, so it was like I was sitting there and I was like, all right, chef's kiss, because this is making us all kind of like have that morality kind of push and pull, you know?
Yeah, like he definitely had a sign off, and I was like, it was probably like the kid's idea to do
Yes.
it. But even still, I'm just like, oof, oh, you know, even if that was his idea, he probably needs a little therapy for
Yeah.
suggesting it.
He's gonna need trauma counseling now after this.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm very excited for this match, the Golden Elite versus uh the Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's going to be a banger of a match, and I imagine the Golden Elite's going to win. Or at least that's who I hope with all of my heart wins.
I am really excited for that match too. I am a big fan of anything Kenny and Kota Ibushi. I think they're
Mhm.
just really cool together. So more of that on our TV, yes, please.
Golden lovers.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it's yeah, and with the like beat downs that they did, I love the clip of like Hangman like drinking outside the hospital. It's like
I
we
know. Oh my God, I love that you said that. Yeah, there's like the freaking pull-up door behind him, clearly.
I was uh we're wrestling fans. We know those doors. Like stop lying to us. Put an ambulance in back of them or something.
Exactly. Open the door. Yeah, they let him take the ambulance out there. I love that you said that because I literally had Ryan pause and I was like, are you seeing this right
Mm-hmm.
now? Oh God.
It's like we are being lied to. Like I know wrestling's not real and descripted, but this is a lie. This is an
I
obvious
know.
lie.
Like even put up a black curtain or something, anything. Come on. It was just funny.
Put up a green screen or something.
That would have been hilarious. Just like a goofy green screen of a hospital.
It's like an urgent care.
Yeah, exactly.
CVS sponsored this. That's
There
our
you go.
pharmacy drinking. Honestly, like I don't know why they don't get Band-Aid to like sponsor wrestling or